Hello and welcome to today's session. Today we are going to be finding a non-unit fraction of an amount. So a fraction is a part of a whole. So for example down here we've got 3/4. A non-unit fraction means that the numerator is greater than 1. So 3/4 is a non-unit fraction. We're going to be finding a fraction of an amount, so in this instance an amount is a number, for example 35 or 6, or with a unit of measure, for example £100. Our success criteria is something that we will be referring to later on to help us achieve our objective, but right now I want us to have a look at some of the key words. So our first success criteria, first step to success is divide the amount by the denominator. So a denominator is how many equal parts the number or item is divided into. So that's the bottom number of a fraction. Our second step to success is to multiply the answer by the numerator. So a numerator is how many parts we have, so that's the top number of a fraction. So if we have a look at this example of a pizza, we can see that we have 3/4 of our pizza left. That means that our pizza has been divided into 4 equal amounts, our denominator, and we have 3 of those amounts, 3 of those parts left. So that's our numerator, 3/4 of the pizza left. So today we're going to be finding a non-unit fraction of an amount, but before you will have seen finding a fraction of a shape or an item. So if we look here, you can see that we've got 3/4 of a rectangle shaded in. That means that our rectangle has been divided into 4 equal amounts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 3 of those parts shaded, 1, 2, 3. If we have a look over here, you can see we've got a circle, we've got 5/8 of a circle shaded in. That means that our circle has been divided into 8 equal parts. 5 of those parts have been shaded. So we've got 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8 of that circle shaded. So today we are going to be applying that understanding to finding a fraction of an amount. So remember, an amount means a number. So here you can see that we've still got a visual representation to help us visualize what we're doing. However, I need you to focus on the fact that we're finding a fraction of an amount. So in this instance, it's 16. This array is just here to help us visualize what that looks like. So as you can see in this array, we've got 4 by 4, which equals 16. We are needing to find 1/4 of 16. So we are going to, the same way with our shape, in the same way as our shapes, divide our amount into 4 equal parts. That's our denominator, 4 equal parts. So I'm going to draw a line here and here to show that. We've got 4 equal parts because there's the same number in each of those parts. So to find 1/4 of 16, I just need to count what's in one of those parts. That's representing 1/4 of 16. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/4 of 16 is equal to 4. Moving on, our next question is asking now for 3/4 of 16. So remember, today we're finding a non-unit fraction of amount. So this is a unit, 1/4 is a unit fraction because there's 1 as the numerator. Anything over 1, for example 3 in the numerator, is a non-unit fraction. So we're finding 3/4 of 16 now. So in the same way as we did before, we need to first divide our amount into 4 equal parts because 4 is our denominator. So here we have again 4 equal parts, quarters. In this example, however, we need to find what 3 of these parts is equal to. So 1 quarter is 4, 2 quarters is then 8, so 3 quarters is then 12. Three quarters of 16 is equal to 12. So before we continue with the next slide, I just want to explain how it's going to work. So we're following an I, we, you method. That means that first of all, I'm going to model to you what we're going to do, then we're going to practice together in we, and then you're going to have a go on your own at the end in you. So having a look at this. We have been asked to find 3/5 of 25. This is the same as our questions before, however we don't have the arrays anymore, so we are just using the numbers. In order to help us do it, I've copied our success criteria down here so that we can follow these 2 steps to make sure that we're covering everything. So to find 3/5 of 25, I first need to find what 1/5 of 25 is. So to do that, I divide the amount, 25, by the denominator, which is 5. So 25 divided by 5 is equal to 5. And then my second step to find 3/5 of 25 is to multiply that answer, so 5, by my numerator, which is 3. So 5 times 3 is equal to 15. My answer is 15. 3/5 of 25 is 15. Having a look at my next question then. I need to find 4/10 of 120 pounds. Note here that we've got a unit of measure, pounds, so we need to include that in our answer. So to find 4/10 of 120 pounds, remember my first step is to divide the amount by the denominator to find 1/10. So 120 divided by 10, our denominator, equals 12. My second step is to multiply that answer by the numerator to find 4/10 of 120. So my answer is 12, and I multiply that by my numerator, which is 4. That gives me 12 times 4, 48. Remember to not forget the unit of measure, so that's 48 pounds. Okay, so let's move on to we. So the next question is asking us to find 4/6 of 36. So can you remember what my first step is? Right along with me. So I need to divide the amount by the denominator. So my amount is 36. And I'm dividing that by my denominator, which is, I hope you've written down, 6. And what's my answer? Using a times table fact, 36 divided by 6. You should have written down 6. And then following my second step, multiplying that answer by the numerator. So you write down your calculation. I hope you've written down 6 multiplied by my numerator, which is 4. And that gives me 6 times 4, 24. Did you get it right? Moving on. Question B is asking me to find 9/11 of 66 pence. 66p. So, what's my first step? I divide the amount by the denominator. Writing down the calculation, please. So you should have written 66 divided by the denominator, which is 11. What answer did you get? 6. And then the second step is to multiply that answer by the numerator, so writing down your calculation. So you should have written the answer, which is 6, multiplied by the numerator, which is 9. 6 times 9 equals 54. Did you remember the unit of measure? It's 54 pence. Okay. So we're moving on to the last part now. So this is your turn to practice. In just a moment, I'm going to pause the video and I would like you to work through these 3 questions on your own. After you've finished, play the video again and we'll go through the answers together. Remember, use the success criteria at the bottom of the screen and remember your units of measure in your answer. Pause the video now. Okay, well done. So you should have gone through these questions. Let's have a look at the answers. So have a look through these answers on your own. Okay. If you feel like you would like some more practice, I've written a really great website for you to practice some more questions. So follow the link at the bottom of the screen just here, or you can search on BBC Bitesize for finding non-unit fractions of an amount. Okay, well done for today's session and see you next time.